Good morning, everybody. Matt Modak here to give you another episode of the Dong Report. Of course, the Dong Report being where I give out my favorite MLB home run picks of the day. And I got to say, folks, there's no way around it. We are officially in the middle of a rut. It has just been a brutal 7-10 day stretch that we are on with the Dong Report. Now, that does include the 5 days that we had off with the All-Star break, but regardless, it's been a really rough stretch over the past couple days. That unfortunately did continue yesterday as I did not get any of my home run picks to cash. Kyle Schwarber, Randy Arozarena, and Isaac Paredes did not come through for us. And it's just been really bad luck. You know, yesterday I was debating between Schwarber and Harper. Harper ended up hitting one. And then I also had Juan Soto for 3 straight days on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Didn't take him yesterday, so of course he hit 2. That's kind of just the nature of the beast when you're betting home runs. Unfortunately, that those kinds of things just happen. It's just brutal when they happen like 4 or 3 days in a row. So hopefully we can turn things around on the season. It brings us to a pretty gross. We are down over 15 units on the season. You know, since June 1st, we are still up, albeit slightly. At this point, there was a stretch where we were up over 7 units. Since June 1st, a lot of that has been wiped away over the past couple days. But hey, we are hot for a couple weeks. Now we're cold. Hopefully that means a hot streak is starting. Hopefully that does start today. That would be very nice to get on one of those rolls again. If you are still rocking with me, I do appreciate it, and would appreciate it if you could hit that like and comment button, and then subscribe to this specific my YouTube channel as well. Also does help me out a ton if you are not already. And then if you're interested, I do have a website where I send all of my plays out for $5 a month. So if you don't want to watch the YouTube videos or the odds change by the time you do, I do. It's via Dub Club, gets my plays sent to you. It's $5 a month sent directly to your phone. So if you're interested, check that out. Link is in the description of the video. But let's get into these Dong picks. Let's turn things around, starting with these plays. And our first play that we're going to go ahead and lock in here is in the Red Sox versus Rockies game. And I'm taking Tyler O'Neill to hit a home run plus 310 odds at FanDuel. You know, the one player that we have gotten to hit a home run since the All-Star break, that is Tyler O'Neill. He hit one on Saturday night for us. So hopefully getting him on Saturday, we can continue the hot streak with him specifically, getting him to hit another one today. If he hits one, if any of these players hit a home run, we will be at least green for the day. So if Tyler O'Neill hits one, guess what? We'll be in the green. Now for this game specifically being played at Coors Field, for those of you that don't know what that means, it means it's a really juicy game for home runs specifically. Coors Field, the elevation in Colorado means that the ball carries a lot farther than normal. It's normally a home run, positive potential venue, stadium, whatever. That's still the case today. It's the best game of the day from a home run perspective. So that's obviously a bonus. And then looking at Tyler O'Neill, he's having a really good year for the Red Sox. He's got an ISO rate of 25% and a barrel rate of 15%. Both of those putting him in the excellent category for both of those. Excellent threshold for both of those categories, according to Fangraphs, albeit slightly. ISO rate, anything 25% and above, and for barrel rate, anything 15% and above is considered excellent. So he's literally barely meeting the minimum threshold, but hey, that still counts. He's still meeting the threshold. And then from there, fly ball rate, 45.5%, pull rate of 51.5%. Those are both really good numbers, especially that pull rate. That would be the 6th best pull rate in the MLB. Now, he doesn't have enough at-bats to qualify because he spent time with an injury, but if he did, again, that would be the 6th best pull rate in the MLB. He's also much better when he's facing left-handed pitching, and he's facing a lefty tonight. Ty Black of the Rockies is pitching. O'Neill's ISO rate against lefties goes up to 31.8%. That's well within the excellent category and much higher than his ISO rate when he's going up against a right-handed pitcher. And you look at his batted ball stats across the board, fly ball rate, pull rate, hard hit rate, all 3 of them across the board are higher against left-handed pitching. So it is a pretty clear sign that he is much better when he's facing a lefty. When we target him on Saturday, it was against a left-handed pitcher. Now looking at Ty Black, definitely a pitcher that you want to target for home runs. I mean, it's always kind of cheap when you target a Coors Field pitcher because they have a little bit of a disadvantage, but not even home run specific stats, stuff that it doesn't matter what stadium it's hit at. He has a barrel rate of 11%. That's the 2nd worst barrel rate in the MLB. He allows an average exit velocity of 90.3 miles per hour. That is the 8th fastest in the MLB. And he allows a hard hit rate of 41.1%, which is the 16th worst in the MLB. So none of that stuff has to do with the ball and the stadium and the weather and all that stuff. It's just contact average exit velocity, how fast does it leave the bat, and how frequently does he allow players to get solid contact, which is barrel rate, and then also hit the ball hard, which is hard hit rate. So all of those are very bad numbers. And he's a lefty. O'Neill crushes lefties. It's a match made in dong heaven. Hopefully he mashes one for us. That's our first play. Next up, we're heading to the Giants versus Dodgers game, and we're taking Shohei Ohtani to hit a home run plus 310 odds. This one is at bet 365. Now, whenever you take Ohtani to hit a home run, it's always going to feel like a very square bet. But also, the reality is you almost rarely are able to get Ohtani at anything above 300. Normally he's 200 or sometimes even like below 200. Like we've seen him in the plus 100s before. So getting him at plus 310, odds are more reasonable than what they normally are for Ohtani. Now the reason why we are not paying a horrible price for Ohtani is because the pitcher he's going up against in Jordan Hicks started off the year on a really, really good hot streak, has just been on an absolutely brutal stretch recently. In his first 8 starts, he only allowed 1 home run. He was on fire. Amazing to start the year. Since then, he's had 11 starts, and in those 11 starts, he's given up 10 home runs. That's a home run per 9 of 1.73 in that stretch, and that would be the second worst home run per 9 in the MLB. Only one pitcher would have a worse home run per 9 than what he's had over his last 11 starts. In that stretch, allowing a barrel rate of 10.6%. Average exit velocity of 91 miles per hour, and a hard hit rate of 48.4%. All of those numbers, all 3 of those numbers would be like bottom 3, bottom 5, sometimes even bottom 2nd, bottom 2, second worst in the entire MLB. Really, really bad numbers across the board in his last 11 starts. Now, the one thing that he has in his favor is his fly ball rate is typically lower than what we typically look for, right? Doesn't allow as many fly balls as what we like to see. But all of his other stats across the board are terrible, including his home run stats outside of fly ball rate. So just the fact that that's a little bit lower than what we look for, that's not necessarily something to be scared off of just for this specific instance or anything like that. Now, looking at Ohtani, obviously everybody knows Ohtani is amazing. He's the second best hitter in the MLB behind Aaron Judge, basically in any stat category you want to look at. But he's also been on fire recently. In the last 30 days, he's hit 7 home runs. In that stretch, he's got a 35.4% ISO rate, 22% barrel rate. Phenomenal numbers, well within the excellent threshold. From there, average exit velocity of 95.1 miles per hour, launch angle of 17.9 degrees. And even if you look at the last 14 days, he's only hit 2 home runs. Granted, 5 of those are because of the All-Star break, but still a little bit lower than what we see from Ohtani. He's still been crushing the ball. His average exit velocity and his launch angle are actually better in the last 14 days than they are from his stats over the last 30 days. So a home run binge is going to come for Ohtani. Hopefully it comes very, very soon, starting tonight. Again, same thing with O'Neill. If he mashes one, we are green for the day. That's our second play. And then lastly, third and final pick for the video, Brewers versus Cubs game. I'm taking Seiya Suzuki to hit a home run. Plus 430 odds this one is at Caesars. So Suzuki, a little bit of a deeper cut, not nearly as a name that's as well known as Shohei Ohtani or even Tyler O'Neill. It's probably more well known than Suzuki, but Suzuki's got a great chance to hit a monster dong for us tonight. Now this game at Cubs Wrigley Field is pretty similar to Coors in that it's a very positive weather game, specifically when you look at the stadium and when you look at the weather for home runs. It's the second best game of the day, specifically for home runs, just outside of Coors. So Coors is number 1. It's always going to be number 1. But from a weather and stadium perspective, this game at Wrigley Field is the second best home run game of the day. There are slight winds blowing out of the stadium, not the typical Chicago winds that you're used to seeing, 5, 7, 10 mile per hour winds blowing out of the stadium. But with Wrigley having a pretty short left center field, a righty hitter that's a fly ball hitter, such as Suzuki, it's going to help tremendously having this type of weather, specifically at Wrigley Field. Now, looking at Suzuki, he's having a fine year. He's not incredible. ISO rate of 20%, barrel rate of 11.7%. So both of those are in the great category, specifically that ISO rate, barely meeting the great minimum, but still does count because it does. But there are examples of him having a little bit better stats than what those show you. His average exit velocity, how fast the ball leaves the bat, it's the 17th fastest in the MLB at 92.4 miles per hour, and he has a fly ball rate of 47.1%, which is the 14th highest fly ball rate in the MLB. So putting the ball in the air and hitting it hard, that is the battle when it comes to hitting home runs. So the fact that he can do that, and what we see at Wrigley Field with the weather in the stadium, that is very helpful for us. Now looking at the pitching matchup, he's going up against Colin Rea of the Brewers. Rea's not the worst pitcher in the MLB. He's not terrible. He's kind of more similar to the pitchers that we've talked about in this specific video, and that he's not the worst pitcher in the MLB. He's definitely not somebody to be scared of either. He's got a barrel rate, he allows, I should say, a barrel rate of 8.8%. That's the 22nd highest barrel rate in the MLB. An average exit velocity of 90.5 miles per hour, which would be the 5th fastest in the MLB, and a hard hit rate of 41.3%, which is the 13th highest hard hit rate allowed in the MLB. So kind of, 5th worst average exit velocity, 13th hard hit rate, 22nd barrel rate, kind of mixed across the board, but either way, not good across the board. And then Suzuki has really, really good stats against Colin Rea in his career. Now, it's only been 5 at-bats, so it is admittedly a little bit of a smaller sample size. In those 5 at-bats, he took him yard once. He has 1 home run and another hit, so he's batting .400. And that home run just occurred on June 28th. So let's hope that Suzuki can stay hot against Colin Rea, hit one for us tonight, which would be great. One of these guys, it's a home run. We're green for the day. Multiple hit a home run. We are very green for the day. So let's hope for that. And that's all we got. I appreciate everybody for watching. Again, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out the Dub Club if you are interested, and have a good one.